Hello everybody, and today I am going to discuss about the preparation of INICET 2025 and the NEETPG 2025. Why I am why I am making separately this video? Because my last video had some sound issues, so right in this video I have resolved those issues, and now I would be able to tell you what source to follow and what not to follow, and this is just my opinion. You can always have your own customized preparation, and you are the person that know yourself the best, so always believe what you are doing, but keep hearing advice from here and there, because you don't know which advice will work for you, which won't. So be open to the advices. So there is now we are living in a fourth industrial revolution, that is, we have in the technological era where there is a lot of information access. See, before the internet, what we had was information deficit. People used to run after books or coaching notes, and they were really costly and also very difficult to get, both in terms of availability, accessibility and affordability. But right now, in today's technological era, we have bundles of information and we have limited brain capacity. Once you accept that you have limited brain capacity, then your preparation would be smoother. So firstly, what are the sources that are presently, what are the dominant forces that are dominating this NEETPG market? I would say, and one declaration is that I have been through Dumb, Sparrow and Cerebrum, and most recently BTR student. So I have that capacity that I can compare. But one other institute, that is BMCI, I don't have any, I have not never been in touch with them, but what I hear from here and there, that they have a good medicine faculty, and rest of the faculties are somewhat from these only platforms, and they are interchanging with that. So this is what there is. See, firstly, Dumb. Now in Dumb, what is the scenario is right now in today's, that they have excellent OBG teacher, but after that I guess nobody is there that you should run after or you should go for, because, and also if they launch obs and gynae separately, then you definitely can access, but if they don't, then there's no point joining this, because these institutes, whatever I am saying is that these two institutes, they are post their peak, and in life, if you want to be ahead, you should know that when you are peaking and which is your post peak period. Therefore its owner, therefore he sold that, took the money and left this platform. So in life, always know where are you. Realistically knowing where are you would definitely help you in achieving your goals. Now coming back to the preparation wise, what coaching source and what source should you follow? So I would not advise you to go, if you are really interested in OBG, then you can definitely go and study from her, but apart from that, I don't think that there is any other teacher that you should be investing so much. And then why it has so name today? Because at one point of time, whatever teacher you are seeing in other platforms, most of them started from this only institute between 2010 to 15. So but as it happens with time, most of the good teachers started leaving, and they have now got the faculty which are not able to attract individuals on their own, so they kind of cling to the institute that have name. That's it. So I don't think that, and they are post their prime, and moreoverly they are now bitter people. See, when you are in the downfall, what happens is that either you accept it gracefully and move on, or either you crib. And when you crib, see, खिलाड़ी रिटायरमेंट लेते हैं, ठीक है, कोई होता है कोई इज्जत से रिटायरमेंट लेता है, कोई होता है ड्रॉप कर करके लेता है, लेकिन हर किसी का रिटायरमेंट कभी ना कभी तो होता है. It's just a matter of time, and one should recognize and accept that, rather than backbiting or saying bad things about other courses. If you have that kind of zeal within you, then you should, if you think that you can devise that type of course, then you should definitely go for that. But don't say bad things about others. Then what will be the difference between us and the other profession? We have become, you may be coaching giants, but you are morally, you are infant, and that's really worrying. So this is the thing done and dusted. And one of the popular allegations that and that really affected the ma'am was that they said what? They said this is kunji. Firstly, kunji or keys are what? These are for exit exam. Why? See, in exit exam, everybody thinks that everybody tries to pass you. For example, in your MBBS exams in final year, although you were fearing that what results would come, but majority of the people will pass you. It only you, if you do really hard work and not study, then only you are bound to fail. Otherwise, you will pass. So it is not for entrance examination. I have not seen kunji. If you go and search, definitely you will find something or the other, but I have not seen kunji for the entrance examination, because entrance examination are for separating the student. And separating the student, once you are separating, so separation requires tough examination paper, and when you have tough examination paper, then only you can separate. There is one thing. And then he's or she is saying that how can one teach 16 subjects or 19 subjects, and we need subject specialist. And my argument is that why do we need subject specialist? Because whatever the question that are being framed, they are framed at the pre-PG level, not from the PG books. They are prepared from the MBBS books. So earlier PG teachers were teaching because there was no other player who could go down and come back and teach at that pre-PG level. What ma'am has done, she has revolutionized those things, and she has, because what she would have studied in radio also, it's not that she would have studied all the subjects and all. She herself accepts that. She comes and she itself read those things and come and tell you. And whenever funny thing is that whenever in class you would ask anything, any controversy, anything, she straight away she plays the safe game, and she says that I will confirm. She will never contradict you, and many a times she will say, okay, this one is saying, okay, and she makes write those things in the class, which I am not much in agreement, because she should herself first check and not depend upon students. So, but that is a very minor thing. But my point is that nobody as sharp as her has entered this field. What happened was, see, if you can allow me, I will tell you the backstory. What was happening before 2009, before 2010. Firstly, 2009 was the first batch that got the OBC reservation. 2008 was the batch there were no OBC reservation. After the AIM seats increased. But what I am talking about is pre 2009. if there were around 70 students, 65 or 70 students, so half of them was what they were going to USMLE, and you would accept that whatever those people that at that point of time was getting selected in AIMS, they were the creamiest of cream people. So half of them were going to USMLE, and now also the remaining 35 we will have 3 to 4 that will aspire for civil services, and rest 15 to 20 they would be staying in India and then join AIMS or then go back to their native places. This was the routine, but no, she being a Gujarati, she saw a business opportunity there, and she's kind of felt that she can plug and fill this gap, and she did it. And you don't need to study from subject specialist, because whatever they are telling you, they are telling from their 3 years of hard work in post graduation. But what you require is that smart preparation. This I have used in the last explanation also, and right now I am using. See, most of the medicine faculty that would teach you metabolic acidosis. So how will they teach you? They will teach you RTA type 2, RTA type 1, RTA type 4, and they will tell you the mechanisms, those mechanisms that you will find hard to revise and then hard to then recall in the examination. So in these kinds of questions, you need to understand that there is nothing other than rote learning that you can do. So she has given 214, low, more. So now she has, this is for potassium. Now she has pretty good understanding that what a student can recall in the examination, what a student cannot recall in the examination, and that is the very important thing, because you can give on n number of knowledges. You go and see in the Sparrow medicine, he will teach you n number of things, and he is in own intellectual ego. Why I am saying that? See, I am no one, I am just a MBS graduate, so why should I say to those decorated teachers? Because being teacher, teaching is another thing. First you should be available to your students. If you are not available to your students, you are not clearing their doubts, then these kinds of teachings you can get from other also. So teaching the subject of a student can also get that from YouTube, because there are excellent videos on each disease teaching in much fine manner. So one should be available to the student. So right now your goal should not be to gather so much of knowledge. If you are preparing, you should be clear what you should be doing in the pre-PG and what you should be doing when you get into the PG. The amount of information that he feeds or she feeds is at par with the postgraduate medicine resident. So, but you require that after you enter the post graduation. So always limit your study. So this is all. This is what I am saying that. So what should you do? See, I am not promoting something, and neither I am told by somebody to promote, but it's just totally on my own observation, and you are free to choose whatever you like. See, I will show you pictorially. What happened was, these institutes, what they did was, they threw the information, and it was not about the student that they would understand. They were throwing information here and there, and children were running, but there was nothing like some content barrier that fine, after this we won't have to study more, only this we will have to revise, and that's it. and they were much more focused on serving to the top 20% student, and that is the easiest part. If you open a coaching institutes or those things, then you should cater to the last 20% part. If they are not able to understand, if you are not able to simplify the concepts to the last person standing, and everybody have come through a certain examination, so he have that mental or intelligence level of understanding. It's just that that information should be served in a palatable manner. So what has BTR done? That they have started spoon feeding. Spoon feeding is often taken with the negative connotations, but in my belief, there are certain things that that need to be spoon fed. We are the student, we are not teachers, and we will be remaining students for a lot of quite a time, and we will apply our brain. Definitely we have applied our brain, then only we have reached up till this point. But we need to have certain facts or certain concept spoon feed, then only we able to understand, because more or less everybody goes and fails to understand certain concepts, and surprisingly these concepts that an individual is not understanding, that occurs in mass. That is, a single misunderstanding is often a very large, you will find in very large individual. It's not that okay fine, in that individual this was misunderstanding, in that individual second, in someone else, you will find that lot of symmetry is there in not understanding or misunderstanding the fact. So this is my standing on this. So go for BTR, because you are told the how to learn or how to process the information. See, I would like to tell you how BTR has changed the things. In class we have toppers, and then we have the rest. So these 10 to 20% of people whatsoever, BTR or any other source will have negligible effect on them. They were sharp and they would be studying that thing, and they would come out with flying colors. There are certain people you would be seeing in your colleges that they would be roaming around here and there, but also doing well in exams, and you would be baffled that how come they do with such a short time they are able to produce such incredible result. It is just about sharpness of brain. So irrespective of source, they will top. What matter is that comes out to the rest 80% of the students. What happens in these 80% of students? In this 80%, let's say that we have the last 20% students that are not even attending any classes, and they are literally being left behind in the course. But what happens with the rest 60%? These mediocre students, they are working day and night, and they are living in library only, and they just go for a hostel for essential activities, and they are really frustrated. And many of you who will be listening, they will find themselves here. They are doing their thing, they are following in life, they have always done the right thing or follows the right path, but yet people in this bracket, they always take away the glory that comes with this examination, and they are not able to get that glory, that mediocre students. Why? Because they are ready to do hard work, they are ready to take those informations, but they are not able to understand in which mode of information or how those information should be taken in. And that I explained you with that renal tubular acidosis question, renal tubular acidosis explanation. Okay, so this is the thing. So I would say definitely you should go for BTR, but then again you would see a lot of hate for this. Firstly, why there is so much of hate? फर्स्टली उगते सूरज को ही हर कोई हेट करता है, ठीक है। उगते सूरज के बारे में ही कोई बोलेगा, उगते सूरज को ही बारे में कुछ कहेगा। जो सूरज ढल चुका है उसके बारे में कोई कुछ क्यों कहेगा, ठीक है। इफ समथिंग इज गुड देन ओनली पीपल विद vested interest will speak against it, otherwise there is no point speaking against it. So firstly, this is first reason of hate is this. Second, I feel is that students that fail, they often fail to see the deficiency inside them, rather than they are quick at pointing the fingers at others, because one should acknowledge that other people that are studying only BTR, they are also getting good rank. Why you are not able to get good rank with that BTR? Because you are not that sharp. It's not that you did not work, did your hard work. You did work really hard, but ranking in examination is an outcome of two factors: how much you are able to recall and luck. And obviously if luck is not on your side, then it depends on your recall factor, and recall of each individual is different, and let us accept that fact, because we have different brain capacities of learning and everything, comprehending matters and all. So these are the two categories of people that you find hate against BTR. Otherwise I don't think that there's need to be any hate for this. Yeah, but third thing is that people, many say that they are not able to understand, they have to learn that fact, because BTR is not, I personally I feel BTR is not designed for first to fourth year. If you are in your first to fourth year of preparation, then please don't go for BTR, because it is not healthy. Why it is not healthy? Because right now when you are in your professionals, your focus should be on getting concepts, and that solid concepts you can get only from the books. No coaching, nothing can teach those concepts that are there in the book. And these are the people, those who have studied books, they ultimately top the examination. Ultimately, see, BTR is, what I feel is that would be able to cover 90 to 120 questions, okay, and then you are left out with 80 questions. And if you are a good guesser, out of 80 you will tick 60, and if we take 50-50 chances, then also you can add 130-140 correct, and once you are getting 130-140 correct, you can obviously get a good clinical branch, except for radio, I guess. So it is sufficient. And moreover for AIMS, and now today what I see is that NEET is going to be tougher and tougher, and the way things are spanning out, INICET is appearing easier, but in times to come what I see is that people will raise the bar of the examination. Bar of this examination is always going to increase. Many people are saying that is this time AIMS people set those examination paper of NEETPG. See, one can say that the question paper was set at the standard of AIMS level, but not by the AIMS faculty, because these are conducted by two different bodies. This is NBE and this is AIMS, and whatever the examination authorities or bodies would, they will never interchange question paper, because then if they interchange question paper, lot of legality issues will arise. But what would be occurring, I guess, is that, see, in AIMS question paper they would be focusing, they would largely have faculties from where? AIMS only. So all the AIMS branches and JIPMER and PGI Chandigarh, they would be collaborating, and then they would be making papers. But what I guess would be happening in NV, NV is in Delhi, so all the question paper and all those things, and this time they set the question paper 2 hours earlier. So many of the were opinion that how can they set 2 hour earlier paper? They can set the 2 hour earlier paper because they would have a large question bank in which there would be subject wise questions deposited in that bank, and computer will randomly pick up those questions from each subject, they would definitely be entering the number of questions to be taken from each subject and setting up the paper. In this way, the organizing authority also do not have a knowledge what questions has been set, and this way sanctity of examination can be maintained. So it's highly unlikely that AIIMS faculty would go and set in NB, because even if there would be overlap of very few faculties, not more than that. These are very confidential things, so I don't think that there would be such interchange. But yeah, definitely in times to come, INICET 2025 would be definitely be tougher. Because why is it so? It is because number of candidates are increasing. Then what they want that luck factor should reduce. We want the capable candidates to come and get the seats. So how can they filter out those capable candidates? They can do by making the paper tougher and tougher. So definitely this this time November 2024 paper would be really tough, and definitely INICET would be altogether to a different level. And what more else I would say is that you would at least need 2 rounds of BTR to get it itself in your mind. So 2 rounds of BTR roughly take around 100 days or 90 days. So wait for 2 rounds of BTR to get over, and then you will be able to score good in those papers that are coming now. But ma'am itself will say that BTR is not this sufficient. So these are the subject wise teachers that I would recommend, and you can go back and read those. For example, if you are not good in certain subjects, you should go and read from those individual teachers, and I am going to tell you those individual teachers. You should go at whatever platform they are teaching, and let's say for anatomy I would say Ashwini sir, for physio Manna sir, I guess Manna is the name. For biochem you can go for ma'am, she is taught decently. Now for micro and path you should go and learn from Preeti ma'am. And see what ma'am has done in BTR. She have picked a lot of things. See, a teacher need not to be a very good innovator, but he or she should know what material to be presented before the student. So what she has done, she definitely had taken from ma'am, and also from that USMLE book, next something like that, USMLE book, that is, she has copied from them, and plus also from internet and many other things. Like she teaches that cholesterol synthesis pathway, and that cholesterol synthesis pathway, this is present on the internet since 2014. I can definitely say from since 2014 because I have seen that mnemonic in 2014. But I was surprised that why no teachers go and copy that. That is those whole cholesterol pathway that she had taught now, that 21 beta hydroxylase or 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency will lead to what. So that all was there somewhere in internet, I think that on Baron mnemonics or Baron rocks, something like that. Okay, so what she has done is she has assembled all good things from every source, and then she have made a very compact module from that, and that is why you don't need to go and surf the whole of Google to get those answers. Your only job is to just go through that BTR and learn and revise, so that it finally gets imprinted in your mind. Okay, now for forensic, Magendran sir, he is the best, and I find learning from him very conceptual, and you would have a very he would arouse interest in a very boring subject. So definitely you can go rely on him. Micropath forensic, what is remaining in the pharma, I think everybody will say GRG sir. Okay, now for the third prof, I would say that don't stress out yourself in ENT Optha and just read it from the BTR, and if you have any conceptual confusion, then go and see on YouTube that we have Ruchi Rai ma'am and then Utsav sir, Sparrow and all. So you can go and see that. Now we have PSM Jain sir. Okay, that he is on cerebrum. Triple Jain sir, yeah. Now we move on to the medicine part. Now in medicine, Marwa sir. For surgery, Khandelwal sir. And then for peds, just stick to BTR, don't go in anywhere else because cost to benefit ratio is really low. And then for OBG, if you get the video from here, then also it's good, or from Prasenvij sir, he also good, and you will get a lot of matter from Sakshi ma'am, so you can go and study from that also. So for OBG you will have multiple source, and then again for other ortho, I have heard that Apur sir is good, but I personally have not studied from him, so you can apply your own discretion. But if you are not comfortable, you can always go for BTR. See, for short subject, I won't recommend you going for any rapid revision course, because they are short subjects, they already very less number of questions are asked. If you put that effort in medicine or something, some major subjects, then it will have a good outcome and a bigger outcome, not studying from those short subjects. Short subject will not have that kind of great outcome if you are, even if you are studying from rapid revision. And what we are remaining with, again Dharma, go for BTR, not more than that you are required. If question comes from here, then it is well and good, otherwise it is bouncer for everybody. So these are the sources of preparation. Importance is that keep only one sources for one subject. Don't try to do PhD in a subject, because then you would be doing at the cost of other subjects. Focus on large subjects more, because they carry the major chunks of question, and go and see what mistakes you committed in the earlier exams that resulted in your failure or lesser marks, so that you don't repeat that mistake. And always go for making your choti copy. Okay, that becomes really handy when you are revising in the 11th hour. So that's it, that's all. It has really been a long session, but these are the things that I wanted to convey to you all, and thank you.